Hey, Fanboy Nation.
This is your pal Daffy Duck, and you're watching.
We're watching Fanboy.
Fanboy, etc.
Fanboy Nation.
I assume Tom.
All right, Caroline, Cory, it is a pleasure to talk to you about A Tear in the Sky, your new documentary about UFO and UAP phenomena. UAP is, can you fill us in on that is? Because unidentified flying objects is a UFO, but UAP is a more universal and common term these days.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon. It is the government that changed the UFO to UAP. I guess to make it sound a little bit more legit, who knows? Okay. Let's go with that theory for that. It makes sense, you know, and it takes away from that mystique of, you know, or the notion of the tinfoil hat people from before. I do have one question before we get started into all of this. I know that you've had your UAP phenomena experiences. People all over the world throughout history have had them. Let's say full-blown disclosure is given to us and they actually do show up, right? My fear is, you know, and I'm going to play devil's advocate saying that they're possibly real because I haven't had a UAP experience. Let's say they do show up. We are no longer top of the food chain in this world. We've now become the subordinate. Isn't that more terrifying to have them show up than try, you know, because we're trying to engage them so much? To the government, it is. I don't think to the people. I think to me, it'll be some sort of a salvation, to be honest, because so many people believe in something beyond this planet. And so many people are disappointed with our government and with the way things are going on this planet. I really think that people will look at it as a, oh my God, we are part of something bigger. Maybe those guys can come to the rescue. That's how I see it. Maybe I'm too hopeful, but
because I mean, we've all seen Independence Day. We've all seen the day the Earth stood still. There is that fear within science fiction of this becoming science fact that what if they do show up and they're not kind? You know, they don't come in peace.
That's true. But you know what? If that was the case, and if they had that technology, they would have taken us out already. What are they waiting for? You know? So that's my logic behind it. And having said that, it is very possible that some extraterrestrials may have some sort of, you know, not so nice agenda. In which case, I think, yeah, I think our reaction would be strange too. Some people would, because of what's being depicted in films, you know, in science fiction, maybe we see some extraterrestrial being or craft, and what do? We start to shoot at it, or, you know, we want to destroy it to defend ourselves. So who knows? But I really think in general, to me, it would be a major revelation and it would come across more as a salvation. That's how I'm looking at it.
I think you're more worried about the people shooting it, whereas I'm more worried about the people trying to mate with them.
Yeah, right.
You know? But Caroline, with this documentary now, A Tear in the Sky, you go above and beyond just speculation. You talk to the naval officers that witnessed these tic-tac, because they kind of looked like tic-tacs, you know, presence and these anomalies, and they reported everything to the government, and all their information was completely wiped clean. Someone lost their wife. Another gentleman, unfortunately, lost his entire military career and I presume pension. You know, what is the danger for these people to come forward versus to keep their silence? Because we have these stories, you know, going back to Project Blue Book, that people have kept their silence.
Yes, that's true. But I think at this point, they're safer than ever before because the Navy and the Pentagon, as you know, the last few years have been saying themselves, hey, these things are real. We don't know what they are, but they have been validating the phenomenon. So, and also more recently, they just came out with a 1,500-page report. I don't know if you've seen that, but that report talks about the effects of coming in contact with an extraterrestrial craft, from radiation to feeling disoriented, having all sorts of mental issues, to being abducted and having some sort of strange pregnancies, spontaneous pregnancies. Now, this is the Pentagon talking about these things in 2022. So there is something happening. There's already some sort of disclosure and openness about the subject. So I feel these guys in my movie who were the witnesses, I think it's okay for them to come out at this point. And to be honest, on a personal, emotional level, I think at this point they have nothing to lose. You know, they've already lost so much. They've been ridiculed. Now they just want to be at peace with it and just speak their truth.
Do you think the reason why the government now is allowing this to come forward is because over the past 50, 60 years, we've killed religion in the Western world, and the denial of God or a God allows people to want to believe in still something higher, but now aliens versus a deity?
I haven't looked at it that way, but it's very, very possible. You know, to me, I'm kind of a skeptic, actually, and especially in terms of what the government does, because by definition, politics, behind politics, there's always some sort of agenda. So I think even with those disclosures, them coming out with these reports, there must be something behind it, some sort of we're being prepared for some other agenda. And that's the reason why I feel like that's what I've done in the film. That's the reason why I feel the real disclosure is going to come from we, the people. We need to go out there and get the data, get the reports, keep talking about it, keep getting validation and evidence. So it's very possible. It's very, very possible that could be the case. Who knows?
Yeah, the documentary takes place a lot of the time here on the West Coast, especially in Catalina Island and Laguna Beach, Laguna Niguel area, which El Toro Air Base is maybe about 10, 15 minutes away from there. What is it about this part of Southern California, and especially Catalina Island off the coast of off the coast of Los Angeles County, that all these phenomena are taking place? Because this isn't something that has been readily discussed out here on the West Coast.
So the very first Navy ship that witnessed those tic tacs were the guys who are in my movie, the USS Nimitz in 2004, and subsequently the USS Omaha, the USS Kidd, all in the same area in 2015, 2017. So what's going on? I feel, because I've studied the phenomenon more globally, and what happens is that there are what we call nodes. There are nodes within the magnetic field around the planet. These are concentrated magnetic energies, or we call them hubs sometimes. And those points are pretty much spread out around the planet. But in certain areas, these nodes are so charged electromagnetically that they allow all sorts of aerial anomalies to happen more easily, more readily. So Catalina Island, that Catalina Channel area happens to be exactly at that one of those nodes.
And is that possibly why our cell reception is so terrible whenever we go to the island?
Exactly. It's a nightmare to be on the island for filming, because like there's, things break down all the time. The cellular phones don't work. It's a bit of a nightmare that way. But To be honest, like, I mean, it's so well known if you study the area. Catalina, if you go to Catalina, you pretty much are going to see some anomaly in the sky on a daily basis. It's pretty amazing. A lot of people aren't paying attention. They're not looking up, you know, but if you do pay attention, you will see a very large number of anomalies in that area. So that's the reason why we went back there.
Could that also be into the fact, let's play devil's advocate a little bit. 5G phones are the networks that are the new hottest and greatest thing. For the past 10 years, we've been spending all our time looking down at our phones. Could this be a possibility of why we're not looking up at the sky anymore? Because we've been giving ourselves our own distractions. You know, Orwell talked about, the government taking our freedom. Huxley talked about us willingly giving it away. And it seems that society has found a balance between Orwell's idea and Huxley's ideas, Brave New World in 1984, where we're willingly giving up this information. How do we find the balance then for people that have had these UAP experiences and they're legitimate experiences versus the people that are trying to, con us into their storytelling?
You know, I so agree with you that we have given our power away and we keep looking for solutions outside ourselves. You know, we want the government to save us and to tell us the truth, to tell us what to believe in. You know, we have this idea that the government is one body, like one entity that is representing us and truthful to us and is going to come and save us. And that's really not the truth. That's not the facts. And so because of this, I really think we keep giving our power away. Whatever they feed us, we're taking it, you know, with the idea that, hey, we're getting faster this and faster that. And, you know, with all this bombarded with entertainment, constant entertainment. And so I think the way to find the balance comes to the personal choice. At one point is to become self-aware. What am I doing with my life? That is the big question. Are my daily choices leading me to a higher purpose? Am I contributing to some sort of higher purpose? Is whatever I'm doing feeding my soul as opposed to just occupying my mind? So I really think it comes down to the individual choice to become self-aware and to start shifting gears and saying, okay, I'm tired of the brainwashing. From now on, I'm turning off the TV. I'm putting away my phone. I'm going to go within and concentrate on what's good for me today.
I like that. And I think we do need a lot more self-reflection these days. But with A Tear in the Sky, you've whittled this down to a little bit over an hour and a half, about 95 minutes, 96 minutes with the documentary. Not everything could go into this, especially with all the research dating back, 15, 16 years. What is something that didn't fit the narrative of the final cut that you really wanted to put into A Tear in the Sky?
Well, actually, if you think about it, we were only there 5 days. And in those 5 days, the odds of actually capturing something on our instruments is not necessarily, I mean, it's a gamble, right? So I was praying for significant things to happen during these 5 days. And sure enough, we did have very significant things that we captured. And so that was the priority. Let me get something that is so unusual that makes this film completely different than everything else that's out there. So, I mean, people will watch it. Not only we were able to capture those similar tic-tacs, which is amazing that we did that, but we also captured new phenomenon that nobody can figure out scientifically. So to me, as long as I had that, I had a strong film. So, and I also wanted to make it, even though we had so much scientific data and details and explanation, I mean, this is a film. So I'm thinking as a filmmaker, the experience of the viewer, when you give them a 3-hour film, it's tiring, it's exhausting, especially with scientific information. So because of those priorities, I was able to narrow it down to an hour and a half. I think it worked.
It really did work. It's just surprising that that much information is condensed into an hour and a half. It's palatable for the audience. Yeah, there's always that fear of something being missed in its presentation. And I'm glad that you were able to capture within those 5 days what you needed for our viewership.
Yes, exactly. No, I'm actually very, very happy. We were blown away that it wasn't just a typical little, disc that showed up, or the orbs that we see very commonly on YouTube and things like that. So the things that we have captured are really, really strange. And the fact that some of them looked like the same Navy Tic Tacs, I mean, that was really, really incredible. I'm particularly excited about the last phenomenon that we found that is in the film at the end, which literally looks like a wormhole opening in the skies. To me, that is really opening the door to so much amazing discussion. I mean, the scientists are blown away. They're just baffled.
I'm very agnostic about this topic because I haven't had an experience, so I can't say, yes, it's happened. No, it hasn't happened. Yes, they exist. No, they don't exist. And so in that agnosticism, it allows me to have open discourse and healthy skepticism rather than full-blown denial. What do you tell people like myself that, even though we've viewed your documentary, A Tear in the Sky, which comes out on Tuesday, May 3rd, my birthday, so this is a perfect birthday gift for me, and those that are absolutely adamant that it's our own imagination and your tinfoil hat people, that these phenomena need to be paid close attention to?
Well, that's exactly the point of the film. This is the first time ever scientific investigation. Project Blue Book was a scientific investigation and what they were seeing already, what they had seen. We went out and we set up a scientific expedition. So from scratch, we brought all sorts of instruments, from optical to radiation to acoustic to magnetometers, all sorts of amazing equipment, military grade equipment to study the phenomenon and to bring scientific data and to show that we are then analyzing this data from correlations, from time correlation, from triangulation. That has never been done before. So to me, that scientific approach being on film in real time is, I'm hoping, what should be convincing people like yourselves or those who are on the fence that, hey, there is a way to study this phenomenon in this very measurable way, scientific way, and to prove that it is not our imagination. This is real. It's not just the Pentagon telling us we don't know what it is. It is a phenomenon, but we are proving, we're showing that this is an anomalous event, and it is to be taken seriously.
Beautiful. Listen, Caroline, Cory, thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, we've run our course on this interview. I could talk to you all day about this.
I know.
Listen, next time you're in Orange County, let me know. We'll go grab dinner so we can have a full-blown discussion on this. I really appreciate your time. A Tear in the Sky is available Tuesday, May 3rd. Please let us know which platforms and where we can find you and the film on social media.
The best way is to go to the website, tearinthesky.com, and then they'll see a link there, get the movie, and, they'll see all the platforms. It's pretty much available on Amazon, Apple TV, a little bit everywhere. So tearinthesky.com.
Perfect. Caroline, Cory, thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day and congratulations on a fantastic documentary.
Thank you so much and happy birthday.
Thank you.